Looking for new construction under $400,000 in DFW? Don't sleep on the 380 corridor over on the east side. Today we'll be checking these areas out. This will be Princeton, Farmersville, Josephine, and Lavon. These areas are exploding. They have smart, planned communities, and even more importantly, still affordable. So let's zoom in. I want to go into detail about why you should consider these places, some of the best builders, some builders to look out for, and just what you should know about the area. So these towns will be all east of McKinney. So coming down 380 is how you'll get to the majority of these. And so to make your way to Dallas, just to show you kind of where we are on the map, you'll be going over 380, down 75 typically, all the way to Dallas. Or if you want to take 5, this turns into Sam Rayburn Tollway. That's going to take you over to the Colony and Frisco area. Now this area is beautiful, lots of trees, lots of farm area, not just because of the name Farmersville. This is between 2 lakes here in Lavon. You got another lake a little bit farther out, Lake Tawakoni. But this area, like I said, is booming. You've probably heard of Princeton in the news. They doubled in size in the past 5 years. So they are putting a lot of infrastructure through 380 right here. There are expansion projects to move some of 380 over McKinney just because there's so much coming to this area. And we have a fairly new community college over in this area as well. All right, I did want to zoom into each of these cities, tell you a little bit about each one and some of the great builders and good areas to look at. Now, I do want to give a word of caution. Not every builder is the same. So I'm going to show you the map. You're going to see some builders that are nationally known that you've probably heard of, specifically D.R. Horton, Lennar, and KB Home. We've seen too many issues with these. Rushed timelines, poor quality, bad customer service. When you're a national company, you don't really get that small town feel. And Texas definitely prides itself in some of the Texas-based builders, and I'll show you the ones that we recommend in these areas. So starting out, we're going to go with Princeton. Princeton's going to be the largest of the cities that we look at today. Like I said, since 2020, the last 5 years, they have doubled in size. So now they're around 37,000 in the population. They are close to McKinney. So they're going to be the closest to kind of a major city that we talk about today. Some of the smaller towns surrounding are going to be New Hope and Lowry Crossing. Very, very small. And so those are still growing as well. But Princeton, great school district, great area, growing like crazy. So some of the areas to check out in Princeton are going to be Simpson Crossing. Here you have Meritage Homes and Brightland Homes. Definitely highly recommended. And a little bit north, you're going to find South Ridge and East Ridge. Yeah, East Ridge right there by Trophy Homes and Meritage Homes. South Ridge a little bit farther south. Now these are Princeton, but these are also going to be in McKinney ISD. So if you were looking at schools and checking out the school ratings, I can't steer you in any way, but definitely check out your school ratings because McKinney is pretty high. And these are just outside of McKinney, just in that affordability range and still within that McKinney ISD. Next, I'm actually going to jump down to Lavon. So Lavon's going to be more of that green area between the 2 lakes. This is growing like crazy. If you've not heard of Lavon, they have quite a few good communities. So starting out Elevon, this is going to be 4,500 homes with some retail space. There's some rental options on this side as well as this side. Just a huge growing community. The city itself right now, population is 13,000, but I expect that to start growing pretty quickly. You have LakePointe by Trophy up here. A little bit further down, you have Grand Heritage. Now, the pricing starts to get a little bit higher as you get closer to the major highways, but Trails of Lavon, Elevon, you're still looking at that $370 to $450. But then want to touch on again, just driving through this area. Once you get past a little bit of the congestion here, the traffic, not because of Taco Bell, that's not what I meant, then you have some great scenic areas. Moving on, next, I want to show you Josephine. So if you've heard of Royce City, just outside of Rockwall, Fate, going up a little bit is going to be Josephine. This area is growing pretty crazy. Population in Josephine is still relatively small at 7,100, growing quite a bit, but still everyone in this area values some of their space, so it's still pretty quiet, nice kind of relaxing downtown. Good coffee shops, good food trucks actually in this area is pretty big. Definitely check it out. I recommend driving around. And then next is going to be Farmersville, where the Fighting Farmers. Now Farmersville is a beautiful downtown, definitely more of a historic area, also fun to just kind of drive through. Farmersville, as far as new construction, they are kind of next. So you have Princeton coming down 380, Lavon going up 78, Josephine. They're all kind of creeping in on Farmersville. So definitely want to take a look at. There is the Lake Haven community. So that's going to be Meritage Homes again and Trophy. So these are going to be more affordable homes, starting at that 250, but going up to mid 400s. And then kind of in this area is going to be more of the custom builders on 1 acre plus. But yeah, definitely looking for more new construction homes to start popping up over in Farmersville. Now, if you're a numbers person, then this section is for you. Just wanted to talk about kind of a monthly budget, and these are just round numbers, obviously not a complete budget, but having to do with home prices. So let's say you're buying a $350,000 house with 5% down in this area. Realistically, you're looking at about a 7% for your mortgage, so $2,200. Property taxes, a lot of these areas, especially new construction, are going to be mud and PID. If you don't know what that means, we would be happy to explain that to you, but that's essentially an additional tax that the city or the area puts on your bill to help pay for some of the water and sewage, but also some of the nicer things that you can see, like the green spaces, the parks, things like that. So altogether, the average property tax in this area is going to be 2.25%, so additional $655 a month. Insurance on average is $180, HOA $50. A lot of these will have that $50 a month HOA, some higher, some lower. Utilities and internet's going to be $275. Altogether, just for housing, you're looking at about $33.60 a month. So who is this area for? A few different people. If you're looking to go to a quiet area that is actually appreciating in value still, these are good places to check out. If you are looking to have your dollar stretch just a little bit further and you don't mind a little bit of a drive, or maybe you work from home, these are good options. If you're trying to get out of the city and move into maybe your first home, definitely something worth looking at. If maybe you want a little bit slower pace than something like Garland or Mesquite, and want some of those kind of wide open spaces, the big Texas skies, these are definitely still good areas to check out. So there you have it. Those are our recommendations for affordability in the East 380 corridor. Stay tuned if you're looking for different areas. We have more of this kind of more detailed map style video coming soon. We'd be happy to show you around. If you saw this video and you're like, yep, I want that, I want to move in, call or text the number here, and we'd be happy to set up a time to find the right house, the right builder, the right community for the lifestyle and budget that you have. We live here, we love it here, and we want you to love it here too. And as always, thanks for watching.